You know what? Okay, so they did. Okay, good. That closed out. All right. And you know what? That has a start. This should be interesting. It should be interesting to see how this launches. Well, you know what? There's a there. Oh, oh, there it goes. And there it goes. All right. Oh, good to know. Good to know. Things will continue to be weird at this here channel page or whatever you call it. I think I have audio, so there we go. Cool, slide out so you get to see my ugly mug. You're welcome. Also, that's got to be the slowest drive at Ultima I think I've ever seen. How's everybody doing? I hope well. So you notice this is called this is not called Into's Report. This is called Renegade Broadcast, and that essentially just means you know any unplanned show that I've done or whatever. Used to do those a lot back in the day. I might bring that back. I've actually been thinking about doing some thought pieces again. I'm not sure if that would be 15-minute philosophy like that would be before because those generally I wrote those out. Um, I guess it would be more like Renegade Broadcast, but it'd be something else. I'm not sure what to call that yet. Anyways, all that is still up in the air. But you know what? This is the time I usually well, not the time I usually stream a little bit early. You know, while I'm heading out to the woods. In case you're wondering where I'm going out to the woods. Why am I going out to the woods? Because you know what? Sometimes I follow my own advice. Hey, when I say, okay, today's a good day to go out. I don't care if you care about the holiday or not. Go outside, have fun. Touch grass, as the young retards say on the internet these days. Yes, I said that 2 minutes into the stream. No, I probably wasn't supposed to, but I did anyways. All right, you 2 months. Um, yeah, boy. Yeah, so while I'm out there, good chance I won't have reception. And frankly, we'll be doing a whole bunch of things anyways. So I'm not sure how much it will be anyways. But hey, if I can come on and actually encourage somebody, hey, you know what, go outside, or you don't even have to go to, or you know what, just have a good fucking day, man. Except for Friday. Again, I still wouldn't recommend going to the bar, but hey, what do you do, you? Yes, I usually do go on Fridays, but this is different. You know what? Snow King's Day, and well, let me get over here. It has been busy out here tonight, I see. Guess I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, I lost my train of thought, but you know what? Let me see. Let's see. Anybody actually here? 3 people watching. What the hell are you guys doing here? Go away. Go home. Or not go home. Go have fun. What are you doing here? I'm just doing this so I don't get fined. Beginning times report. What up, Joe? All right, we got a recipe for hot dogs here. You know what? That is a 4th of July thing. Well, I'm bringing the booze. They said they'll bring a food. I hope they did. Omaha dog. Jumbo beef sausage. Comments out of context. Toasted bun. Also comments out of context. With shredded melted Swiss. You would hope there's no comment out of context there. Thousand Island dressing. And kraut. You got Germans over there? You're welcome. Hey, you know what? I wouldn't say no. Just saying. Save one of those for me, Joe, will you? Stephanie Lake, nice to see you. Hey, where did I see you originally? Phil, Probably either Phil's channel or anime. I keep forgetting. I think I say that every time I see you, but welcome either way. Okay, coming up on us. Think Reuben dog. Reuben hot dog? And toasted bun. What is? Do they make rye hot dog buns? I think Reuben, you serve that on rye, right? Or although if you could serve it on sourdough, I would much prefer sourdough. Personal preference there. This fucking humidity. Oh man, yeah. You know what? Make fun of the West Coast all you want. You know. I think the highest humidity we get here is like 70 or something. Hey, you know, if it gets too hot, guess what? Fine. It actually helps. Not wearing too many clothes helps too, but you know. James, hope you're gonna be okay. Get in the woods, bacon. Yeah, I'm headed there, man. I'm going. Boy, oh boy. What kind of fireworks they lighting off at you guys' place? They barely even started the mortars here. Oh, that's cool. Ball stick of the leg. Left leg or right leg? Is it one ball or both balls? Yeah, since you're giving us the visuals here, you know, might as well get details. Asking for a friend. Not the best. I hope not. That was me earlier, James. I took a shower. Yeah, you know what? Shower would help. Does anybody actually take baths anymore these days? I'm just curious. I don't want to chat if you have taken a bath recently or still do. I guess she's laughing at it, but she's not going to answer the question. Fair enough. Tell you what. You know what? It seems like they've actually streamlined a few things here on StreamYard. So, oh, you know what? All right. What the hell did I ask them before? What did I ask them for before? I don't remember. We're over speeding the jet here. All right. So since I'm not going to be here at my regular time, we're going to throw this out here now. That's kind of why I'm doing this. By the way, I mean, you know, it's funny. I did notice a lot of people weren't streaming tonight. Purple Stars did do a stream. He released a video, but he didn't stream tonight. You know, for what I would imagine are obvious reasons. Oh, did I break something here? There we go. We'll pin that to the top there. All right, damn it. Uh-oh. I think it's the wrong button. There we go. Okay, all right, so that should be pinned. I want to see if I can get that stay there. That'd be cool. I don't forget. I don't remember what the hell I asked streamer for, but yeah, you know, it didn't looks like a lot of people actually took that advice. Purple Stars took the night off. I didn't see TOEDU. I didn't see Ike and Scotty streaming. Outlaw did a stream earlier. I think I went in and said hi or something at one point. Yeah, no, just to say hi. I think he was watching a bunch of people fail to shoot fireworks or some shit. Just kind of, you know, some dumb fun. There's nothing wrong with that. Hell, that's why I have a show. Dumb fun. Sometimes I forget the fun. Too much fireworks going boom to sleep. Yeah, all right. Well, you know, I guess if you're gonna have a day for that, this will be the day. This will be the day. Boy, everybody's in a hurry to go somewhere. You know, they said there's gonna be a shit ton of traffic out here. You know what? Knock on wood. Oh, that's what else I'm bringing the wood. Bringing the wood. Bringing the wood. You know, I think everybody's got to where they need to go already. It's just us dumbasses that haven't yet. Toasted buns or something you see at the beach recently. You know what? I hope so. Nice toasted firm buns. Some thick sausage. Hey, everybody wants something, right? Speaking of wanting thick sausage, doing sparklers. All right. Hey, you know what? Hey, man, it's something. It's something, all right. Oh, you know what? Oh, you know, yeah, I think I got that in the car. Yeah, my torch is in the car. Yeah. Early. Yes, early. You know why? I won't be here late or on time. Actually, I might still be on the road at the time, the show's usually scheduled to start, so I guess I'll actually catch some of the folks that stop by. Hey, yeah, we'll be on. I do know that I know he scheduled this, and I'm guessing he's going out to see fireworks or some other shit. But Phil will be going live at 11:45 Pacific time. I'll let you do the conversions. That would be 23:45 for those of you who can tell time. Yeah, so he's doing Where Are We Going, George, or wherever the hell he calls a Friday show, and I don't know. I'm attending a funeral, or I've got other shit going on, or I was just passed out or something. Shit. So you guys at least have that to go check out at the original time I usually do a show. I wonder what I'll have dragged up. Because he did get through quite a bit of material this past Tuesday. Oh yeah, I goddamn million. I don't know if that's easier for you to do it like that because that's how I have mine set up. I just have those set up. You don't need to at me on my own show. Man, I appreciate it though. Just a little heads up. All right, so yeah, you're at the States too. Yeah, so happy No King's Day to you too. By the way, further, if anybody else wants to go live, I think I'll put a post out. This thumbnail and a few other ones I found interesting. I had a couple people send me something too. I'll put those out. Similarly has bacon, Jerry Curl and the frizzy. Hey, well, you know what? Actually, I'll take that. At least you're not called a Jew fro. He said Jews. They're the bread of our big sisters. Where? Yeah, all right. Everybody calm down. Hell, I'm mostly black. Isn't that the other half of the bane of all existence and shit? I've seen those memes and shit too. Those of you who do that shit, I know you're listening. I'm talking to you. I am talking to you, you jackasses. Yes, I'm the problem here. And the usual answer you give is, "Hey, we're just noticing, bro. Cool." Or, "Hey, we're just joking. Can't you take a joke?" All right. I mean, once you tell the joke 550 million times or whatever, it stops being funny. Hey, stick with the Joe. Don't stick to people's legs. Alright. Oh, by the way, I just realized, yeah, James, glad you're back here. It seems to be like a pastime now at this point. Like somehow somebody gets kicked off the show well, actually, literally for no reason. Oh, there you go. Jack Napier's doing his usual show. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot he does Fridays. Don't ask me how I forgot. You bastard. Ah, no. My crown now. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that's a damn thing. BG, we was Kane. See, there you go. Right on fucking time. We was Kane. Yeah, all right. I was like, okay. Yeah, at some point, it's not a joke anymore. I was like, oh, this is really what you think. Okay. All right. Let's see who we got here. We actually do have somebody here. Let's bring him up. Hello. Taco Warrior? Is that what it says?
Hello. How are you?
Taco Warrior? Okay.
I
That
drive a
works.
Tacoma. I drive a Tacoma. They're also tacos.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Or Toyotas with the Yoda ears on the side of them.
Yeah, you can do that too. I haven't done anything to my badges. I probably won't. I roll like non. No sticker.
Was joke.
No sticker. Bacon. But I had an opportunity to buy a classic car. You want to hear about it?
Sure.
Okay, I can still buy it. I told him today. I turned him down. But listen to this shit. This is it's a modern classic. You might have even owned one. I don't know, but it was
a modern classic.
It's a modern classic. Trust me. It's last year they made them. It's a 2001 Jeep XJ 4-door Cherokee, like the box Cherokee.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. 2001. Is that the year where the Cherokee bodies they started getting a little bit more rounded?
No. This is before the Grand Cherokee Bacon. This is not the ZJ. This is the XJ.
Oh.
The XJ.
I don't remember the Jeep designations too well.
I didn't do Jeep too much, but they're not too hard to comprehend. Like they did CJs and TJs, and those are the little Jeeps that you recognize with the folding windshield. You can remove the door at the top and shit. Well, they made a 4-door wagon. You remember the standard Cherokee and the Comanche pickup that modeled after it? They were very basic vehicles. They were very basic vehicles, but they were lightweight, and they had the driveline of a Jeep at the time, a Jeep TJ, which was a 4-liter and a 4-speed automatic, or it like a 6-cylinder motor. It's pretty bomb-proof with live axles, like front and rear, like solid axles. So it's kind of a cool little station wagon to be bombing around in. And my buddy.
So these are the ones that are actually they're meant to actually do off road. Like it can do grocery getting, but it's meant to be off road.
You can modify them. Originally they were your mom mobile. Like I knew several of my buddies' moms
had these axles
before they had the Grand Cherokee, and it didn't want to whack. No, think about the times. I'm about 10 years older than you too, Bacon. So remember the times and the vehicles. At the time, if you didn't want a Wagoneer, which was a big ass V8, you got a Cherokee, which was a 6-cylinder. And it was the smaller wagon.
Yeah,
and that's what you took your kids to school in. And it was popular around mountain towns and anywhere where it was snowy and icy. Yeah, super popular. This was before Subarus gained popularity. Yeah.
You know what? You're not wrong.
He had a hard grip on North Central America than before Subaru came around. Because now New England, everywhere Subaru's taken over. But Jeep products, Jeep products have declined as well. I don't know if you ever owned one. I've never owned one.
I did not. Funny enough, you bring it up. My pops had one. Almost pretty much what you described. He had a black Cherokee 4.0.
A boxy Cherokee 4.0. Yeah,
yep.
That's here's the deal with this truck, Bacon. My buddy fixed it up for his children.
Joe Sorrell's asking. He asked you to accept his apologies there for whatever the hell it was.
Apologies accepted. I could accept like a little tap in the nuts every once in a while. I'm fine with it. Yeah, don't whap them too hard. Don't whap them too hard.
Well, let me welcome the next. Hello, hold on.
Yo, what's up, Bacon?
Bingus time.
Or you will nothing. What the hell? Oh, there you
go. Happy 4th, guys.
Happy 4th, man.
All right. Happy No King's Day, man. Happy No King's Day. Was waiting for this fucking episode. Like, really, guys?
That today is?
That was some of the guys that say fucking Jews and blacks are everybody's, or the root cause of all evil, or whatever the fuck it is. You say you're going to Lake Crowley? I know where that is actually. Yeah, that's it's a little bit of it's a little south of Mammoth. Um, are they doing
Yeah.
fireworks off of the actual lake, or you just have guys doing fireworks out there?
No, they're gonna do fireworks out there. I don't know exactly where it is. My friend knows, but yeah, I'm in Mammoth right now. If you can see outside, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
nice weather. Oh, can you see my camera? Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at something there. Are you
No,
like out on
yeah.
the deck or something?
We're
No, I'm just looking out the window right now.
All right.
No, yeah, I was just. No, it's freaking. The weather's super nice out here right now.
Oh, I bet, man. It's lovely out there
It's like-
this time of year. There's
Dude,
a
it's
Lake
like
Crowley.
70.
You know what? I knew somebody was going to ask that. By the way, obligatory old Mr. Crowley. There you go.
Yeah, dude. I just went hiking today and fucked around and did some what the fuck is that called? Fucking whatever skiing. I was fucking sliding down the side of a
Parkour?
goddamn mountain.
Did you
No,
do
I was
some
sliding down
parkour?
the mountain, dude. Like, cause all the volcanic ash and stuff. So I
Do
just
a little
fucking slid
parkour
down.
thing?
No,
You're not wrong. It is slick out there. See, you know what? I wasn't kidding when I said, hey, Hot Rush X tried to kill me every time we went hiking. Yeah, that was part of the reason.
Yeah.
We got somebody else here. I was just talking about him earlier. Hello, Outlaw. Welcome to End Times Report. Hello.
What up?
Well,
What
no,
up?
Well,
welcome to the Renegade broadcast. See, you know what? I'm practicing doing that. There you go.
Oh,
What's up?
what up? What up?
What's up?
Happy 4th, Outlaw.
You know what? I figured I had time, so I'd throw something. You know what? How's this instead of just putting a post up like, hey, no show tonight, go outside or whatever. It's like, hey, here's a whole show telling you that I'm not going to have a show. How meta is that?
That's pretty good.
As in
That's pretty good.
66, Aleister Crowley.
Yes.
Playing 3D chess. Bacon.
Yeah.
Pretty
With that reps, yeah, Bingus with the echoes here. He's in the Mammoth Lakes area, which is in the state that everybody loves to hate, but they've never been. So fuck what they say. Yeah, there's he's going out to a lake out there. It's called Lake Crowley. I believe that's in is that dead in between? Oh, you know what? No, that's dead in between Mammoth Lakes and the hill that goes down to Bishop, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it's like 20 minutes away from like the main town here. Like, yeah.
It's 20 minutes away from the 203 or wherever the hell it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did I miss one? No, I didn't. Oh, there we go. Body on frame. Joe, I think that's a question. I think he's asking about that Cherokee.
That XJ? No, it's a unibody. It's an XJ. But that's what I was getting at, Bacon. It's a beauty. I can get it for $1,800 with 130,000 miles. But
that's not too bad. Considering
no,
Rust.
here's the but. Here's the but.
Andrew Russ, happy birthday! Nice to see you again.
In my area, it's hard to find one without underbody rust, and those have a unibody.
Exactly what I was asking.
Once you start getting into the rust in that area and around where your suspension shackles mount for your leaf springs,
that's pretty much
trouble. This one is clean in that regard. It's actually clean on the whole under tub. Even the rocker panels are clean.
All right.
The sides were clean, but my buddy's daughter put it in a ditch last spring, and it's been sitting in a garage. It's been sitting in her grandma's garage since then, and we just pulled it out and had to take the tires to the tire shop, put an air in them and shit, put it back on the truck, and get him to his son's house. And I took it for a drive. It runs and drives. But the brakes, when you look at it, the steering knuckle and brakes and everything are just orange-brown rust, like all that.
What?
Oh, damn!
literally,
Do you have to replace all the Do you have to replace like the whole system down there, like all the calipers, the lines and shit?
as far as functionability, yes, the whole like front calipers and backing plate and everything needs replaced, and the rotors and all that bullshit, and that's fine. The axles are good, but they all need cleaned up and repainted as well when you're doing that. And then the whole truck needs repainted along with a whole new front clip because she ruined two fenders and a front grill when she went and did. So that's like $1,000 in parts just there.
What?
And then bumpers are another 500. Brakes are another 500. Like by the time I'm done building it, if I get the truck for $1,800, I'll have like $8,000 with paint and body and everything.
Damn.
What year is it?
It's a 2001. And it's silver, and I can keep it body color, so I don't have to worry about opening the door and seeing like a red door inside.
Does it have the V6 or the the inline?
That's
6?
4 liter. It's got 4 liter.
Hey, Stephanie, that was probably a good idea because the Viper was
He just put,
the Viper
he just
was
put
like if you don't know what you're doing, it will kill you. That car is well known for that.
On those stock trims, I think he just put new, I think he put 28 on it, but he's got a new rough country 2.5-inch lift with shocks and shit he just put on it. And a new crossover steering freaking system. I mean, there's good parts in it, and it's worth rebuilding, but my buddy will do it at his body shop, but it'll be 6 months before it's done.
That's cool.
If I buy it, it's going to be like 6 months because I can get the body done, but I also have to do some drivability. I have to do the brake, and I've got to get the AC charged, and I got to get this and that, a couple windows fixed, and all that other bullshit.
No God.
So the Viper.
That group of people too, man.
It's hard to find a good box Cherokee.
Is she talking about the older Vipers that had like the V10s in them and they had like 420 something horsepower to the rear wheels and they suffered from lack of handling?
You talking about the Viper? Yeah, she can answer. Yeah, was that first, second, or third gen, Stephanie?
The first 2 gens, like
I think the first gen had like 400 horsepower.
The mid
I think
to late
the RT10 bumped that up to like 420, 425 or something.
The mid to late 90s, early 2000s Vipers had a lot of horsepower to the rear wheels, but they didn't have the handling characteristics, the suspension parts and whatnot, because they hadn't. They were still building them.
I don't know if any of them had traction control. I don't think any of them had that bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Yeah. It was like you needed to know what the fuck you were doing. Chad Oakins, nice to see you. Hey, Chad Oakins, let me know. Hey, have you taken a Viper out for a spin? No pun intended.
They have very, very, very bad snap understeer.
Snap understeer, snap oversteer.
The craziest thing the most squirrely thing I ever drove was like an early 80s Jeep CJ5 with a freaking it had an AMC 360 V8 in it in a 3-speed manual. And damn it, dude, that thing was just retarded. It was so retarded. You just had to get it up in third gear and just leave it alone and coast. Because if you hit the gas, it would just spin around the middle of the road and throw you out of it. It was retarded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like
just max the gas pedal. Like it's a video game.
No, a CJ5, if you got them jacked up like that with a V8 in them, they're retarded. If they're small on the ground with skinny tires and a 4-cylinder, they're fine. That's fine. But when you put that short wheelbase up in the air with big tires, no, it's retarded, Bacon. The Jeep was actually well priced. And it was running good, and he was like, "Man, I'm just using it in parades." I tried to say, "Dude, this thing's retarded." It is, and I was like, "Yeah, it is retarded. I can't buy this thing. I think we're going to die." Yeah, he was like, "You want to go on the interstate?" I was like, "Fuck no, Kenny." I was like, "Take it back." I was like, "Get out." I was like, "I'll drive it back to your house. I ain't driving on the interstate, motherfucker."
You gonna like? Hey, you just let it idle on the way home.
No, I was giving it some. I was trying to get. He was like, "You just got to get used to it." But keep in mind, Bacon, this was an early one, and it was completely open. It was like had a half roll bar on the back, just like a half roll bar on the back. Open
How the hell do
CJ5.
you have a half roll bar?
Half roll bar, like no, it's not tied into the front. Like you don't have no bars coming down across, like down by your feet on the floorboard. It's just a half roll bar. It's like a one hoop on the back, and
Oh,
it didn't have no top on it. You're just cruising around like Jesus Christ. It was retarded, but you know,
all right, Vegas, you have fun out there, man.
it was like a show truck pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's yeah. Well, we call that shrapnel when if there's a rollover. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
well, I mean,
additional
people take stuff like that, four wheeling, and you could, and it would be good in the right application. But driving it on the road was freaking scary as fuck because you've got to mind the steering because the steering's floating around all over the place. So you got to like constantly be back and forth with the steering wheel. It's got a big ass, like a military style steering wheel on it, big skinny,
Oh, jeez.
big circle one.
Does it have the handle on it too? The handle on the wheel.
No,
How far back we going here? You know, it's like one of those like you're like you're in your milk truck or something, and the husband came home a little bit early, so you gotta do a real quick 3-point turn out of there.
Oh God.
Not that I would know anything about that. I'm just asking for a friend.
Because the body style Jeep that he's
now
talking
you're
about,
back.
I wouldn't have unless it was a inline 6-cylinder.
It is.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
you know what? I
Yeah.
will counter that. I will counter that. Because I looked at a really cherry. It was an early '80s XJ 2-door base model with a 5-speed and a 4-cylinder, and those are geared at 410. And it brings out the juice in that little 4-cylinder. When you got a 2-door, it's a little better. Had little vent windows in the back with the mirrored glass. It was a nice little unit.
I'm not sure if is that what she linked to, James? What the hell? No,
But otherwise, no. I would want the 6-cylinder. Now, in a YJ Wrangler, I would want the 4-cylinder. The 4-cylinder is actually better in a Wrangler. It's nice.
Yeah.
And a little one, if you got a 5-speed with it.
Well, I mean, if you're using that Wrangler for what it's meant for, I mean, you're not tall 20.
You're not taking on the road. Not a daily. Not a daily. Not using it like a daily.
Or you're towing it behind.
Even as a daily, it's not so bad. But you just have any of those vehicles, Bacon. You don't plan on going anywhere near 80 miles an hour. That's not comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, shit. You know what? The funny thing is, I mean, all of those Cherokees and like those bodies, like those things were actually limited to about 85 miles an hour. You ask me how I know.
Modern ones are different, but the ones I'm talking about, the ones you would build up into like a trail rig, no, those things are 80 miles an hour, and probably 70 miles an hour and under is what usually running.
Yeah, you don't want to drive them things with a lift on it much faster than about 50, 60 miles an hour.
I mean, even stock, they didn't do it. Like I had a stock TJL. It was like a 2001. I forget what it was, but it was the 2-door stretch TJ, and that thing would only go about 80 miles an hour. That's all it would get.
Yeah,
that's what it geared out at.
RAV4. You know what?
I mean,
the only thing I don't like about the RAV4 is its fuel economy. Like, how does that thing only get 20 miles, to the gallon on the highway?
They're all-wheel drive.
But I mean, everything else, it's a solid car.
They are.
No,
They're very nice. The RAV4 is actually a good ass vehicle. They're like one of the best.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's really the only thing I don't like about them.
There hasn't been a really bad year of the RAV4 when it's been in production.
No.
When you look at it, no, it's been a good production vehicle. That's what Toyota's big seller. RAV.
Well, I mean, I think that's true for most of their. I think that's true for most of Toyota's mainline stuff.
Until modern
times.
Yeah, because the
Tacomas are a little weird these days, from what I hear.
Because a Jeep is really geared more towards off-road. It's not really for road use.
No, and it's got grunt too. When you hit that pedal, man, that thing had response. It was actually, sometimes when you look at used vehicles, you get a good one, you get a bad one, you see how they run. This one's spunky. And for $1,800, I'm almost like half thinking about picking it up. But man, I got to replace the whole front clip, the rear hatch, freaking one door, freaking get the whole damn thing painted, do brakes all around, and then you're getting into like a little bit of interior, like a headliner.
Don't forget your suspension components as well, because if your brakes are that
it's
messed
already
up,
done. That's done. That's done. It's got a new rough country like 2.5 on it. Yeah, it actually looks pretty stout.
All right. Want to get a Forerunner Land?
That's why my buddy doesn't want to. That's why my buddy doesn't want to go like one of his buddies' sons. His son's buddies to buy it, just make a trail rig. I just gonna beat it to death. And it doesn't have any underbody rust.
What Gen Forerunner are you looking for? Just curious. Because there's a couple I could think of that would be a good fit there if you could find them.
If this thing even had a speck of underbody rust, I wouldn't think about it, but it doesn't. It's spotless. That's the only drawing thing. It's like it's got good. It literally is what you say has good bones. It literally has them, and the engine's running good.
That's another thing that that would be good for. Yeah, and going back to you guys' point, you and Outlaw's point there, I mean, yeah, you can do highway drive, but yeah, that's not what it's meant for. I mean, you're more like the wear differentials and shit doing that too.
Well, it's all interchangeable. You can swap shit out. I mean, it's a truck. But like once you have a good chassis, you can keep that chassis going for a while, regardless of what driveline parts you have to play.
Oh, I've said that for years.
They're all mechanical. I mean, they're all mechanical in those years. They're damn near like tractors.
I mean, and if anything went bad with the rear, I could even upgrade it to a Ford rear end, or you know what I mean. You can do nice stuff to it, get disc brakes in the rear, all that.
Well, not that they would need it, but damn, man, those things had drum brakes in the back.
They did.
I just assumed they had disc brakes.
They did. Even in 2001, they did. My truck's got drum brakes. It's the 13, bacon.
I got a 2010 Ford Focus that's got drum brakes on the back.
Well, cars different. Usually cars they're usually more sporty, but freaking they went back to drums on Silverados too on the rear, I believe.
I got
my 99 had discs all around.
I feel justified in asking this question. Why in the fuck do we still have drum brakes? But what purpose do those serve?
Because they're all that's needed sometimes on the rear axle. They're all that's needed sometimes, and
I get that. That's all it's needed. It's
drum brakes are more durable, especially in trucks. Drum brakes are more durable. They last longer. So that's why.
So?
Well, I mean that's your why. As far as
maybe I can see maybe a little bit. I can see maybe a little bit less exposure to the elements or something because it's somewhat more encased, but still,
because it's a cast. It's like a cast freaking drum and a shoe and a little cylinder going instead of a rotor that can warp under high pressure. Drums can heat up too, but it takes a lot to fuck a drum. You know what I mean? You gotta be wearing your brakes out to fuck the drum up. You know what I mean? You don't really fuck up drum brakes in general. They're pretty durable.
I need a good.
No, they're not
well,
as effective. They're not as effective. They're not as effective. But you know, when you proportion
well, that's
them
what
right,
I'm saying.
they're fine in the pickup truck
that's what I'm
application.
saying. Maybe you could warp those. You'd have to be going real fast, but you would be doing that in the truck. In Outlaw's Focus, maybe he could do that.
Well, in a performance vehicle application, typically you have 4 disc brakes.
Any fucking dude. Look, it's not cheaper. Disc brakes do all of that, everything that drum brakes do, but better. They're way easier to maintain, way easier to fucking change pads than it is shoes. Again, ask me how I know.
Another thing with trucks, especially on the rear,
I mean, I could kind of see the warping thing, but
disc brakes can get dirty, where drum brakes would stay a little cleaner because they're enclosed. Disc brakes are more exposed. So
it's a matter of cost and simplicity, and
there's good reasons. There's good reasons. To use.
Have you tried to change drum brakes?
You don't have to. Drum brakes last forever. There's good reason to have both systems on different vehicles.
I don't know. I feel like this is like trying to figure out why people eat Brussels sprouts.
And when I was looking at that XJ bacon, if I had to do a rear brake job on it, I was looking at the rear disc brake conversion for it to make it more modern and stop a little better. I was looking at that shit upgraded.
Are they really like Mike? What's up, Mike? By the way, you know what? I would actually look for. The funny thing is, you know what? If I get a chance to do this, I'll do this because, one of my cars actually did want to. Just for those kind of reasons, I did want to convert it from drum brakes over to disc brakes, and I know which model I need. I know which model I would need the brakes off of too. If I get a chance, I will actually physically weigh those fucking things to see which woods are heavier.
When my dad
actually, you know what? Speaking of weight, the fucking rotor, even if the rotor's heavier, it also doesn't have that weight that's way out to the outside.
Lighter. It's lighter. The rotor
if it's heavier, it's going to be a ton lighter. While it's spinning.
I wanted my dad to do a disc brake, at least a front conversion, if not a 4-wheel conversion on that 72 Cutlass hot
Mike,
rod.
I won't be here. I won't be here too long. We got maybe like another hour or so. Just a heads up.
Now, if you're buying an older project car from like the 50s or 60s, it's a good idea to change them out for disc brakes because
those usually would have front drum brakes.
Well, and then convert over to power brakes.
Not helping you guys with drum brakes.
A lot of those didn't even have hydraulic booster cylinders either back then. They were just had just little brake cylinder right there coming off your brake pedal, like no freaking vacuum booster. That helps astronomically.
From Andrew S. Rock says drum brakes are budget friendly, longer lifespan, consistent braking, protects from dirt. Wait, hang on. What the hell is grok? Why does that sound like something? Why does it sound like something Sunflowers put in the chat? Like she used AI to look this shit up.
Well, no, they're just they don't know, so they're asking what the that's what I was saying. They're long lifespan. But in their list.
And I'm calling bullshit on all of that. They are none of those fucking things.
The one thing they are is archaic.
You want to ask Rocka? You want to ask Rocka? We should have worn masks back in 2000. Just asking for.
I didn't wear one because I knew.
I get the feeling you get a similar answer.
I will say changing them out is kind of a pain in the ass, and I like disc brakes better on that front. But
well, no, if you do it on like the rear end, you got to pull the axles out and pull the backing plates off and put new ones on to carry your brake. brake calipers, all that bullshit. That's fine. Like when you do all that, you can do other maintenance while you're in there, so that's
Yeah, then
fine.
you got to take those little bitty springs out. That's like, yeah, I'd just rather do that.
All that stuff goes though when all that shit from the disc. I mean, you have to put the parking brake shit back in for the disc brake. That's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Again, I'm okay with doing that with the project car because it's a project car. That's my daily.
I'm talking about paying a guy to do it. Some will buy the parts. Some will pay Dave to do it under the table. His shop closed like 3 years ago. It's all cash money now.
There's a shit ton of hawks up there. Oh, shit.
Yeah, cash money. That's what you want. It's body shop.
By the way, there you go.
Too, and he's done a few of them.
Grokka's Twitter's AI. God damn it. Yeah, all right. Oh, what should we eat tonight? Well, there are plenty of options that are out there, including hot dogs, hamburgers, and pizza. I'm like, all right, thank you for the generalized answer.
Wow. Okay.
God damn it. But yeah, there's your issue with AI. The same thing with like Google and just upload all of our information, and now you're thinking, to the algorithm essentially. I need a gas mask. That's not a bad call, Stephanie.
Yeah, he
actually looks. Brock says, here we go. Sunflower says, wearing a mask in 2020, helpful in high-risk indoor settings once evidence grew, but not a game changer alone.
My neighbors are setting
Again, tell me that doesn't sound like some sunflowers in the chat.
Yeah, I want to watch.
Who's doing fireworks? Fireworks are bad. We're supposed to use drones now. Where?
We can watch.
Polluting environment.
Drums are bad, but I do like disc brakes. I think those are really good.
They are good. They are good. Here we go in the sky. Look out. Here we go.
All right.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. Good one,
That was a different kind of propellant.
That's a green one. Oh, I felt a spark off that. Did you get one?
Oh, no.
These are like low rise. These ain't going too high in the ground. They kind of catch you a little bit.
Disc brakes are.
By the way, did anybody water their?
I mean, I like disc brakes, but
I have a question. You know what? I have a question for you.
On that truck, the front disc brakes are so crusty, they stuck on me coming back. And they all need change. The steering knuckles need all cleaned up and all that other bullshit. But
you know what? You just reminded me of something that I had to deal with for a little while.
What's that?
Actually, a couple things. One, for a while, I remember I was going to take off. I think I was going around the court. I was going to get booze or something for the show one night, and so I put the car in drive. You know how usually you put your car in drive, it starts idling forward.
Yeah. A little bit. You don't have your foot on the brake. Sure.
It wasn't doing that, so I put it in reverse. Wasn't doing it. He was like, I get out. There's nothing holding my car. Like, what the fuck is the problem? So I said, fuck it. I'm going to gas to see what. I did not have my parking brake on. It was down. So I hit the gas and hear a thump. Car just lets up.
You had a dead hooker under the front of the car.
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
you did.
No, I cleared that out. I cleared that out before I left. That's part of your pre-flight,
there you
know.
Why does that sound like a gunshot?
It's right by my house. It's like next door.
Dude, my fucking brakes froze.
Oh yeah, brakes. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to me driving that TJ yesterday. It didn't freeze, but they froze like maybe like a quarter of the way in, and we're like, you couldn't get it. You had to like pump the brakes going down the road under acceleration, try to free them up. because they've been sitting so long. They were crusty as fuck.
No, my car had been sitting for all of what?
It's been sitting for a year.
15 hours or something.
A whole year.
No,
in a garage,
now.
but in a damp garage, more like a barn for a year.
Yeah,
I'll
just say that, you know what? Have not had that problem with
and we were
calipers.
cruising around. We were cruising around, burning bad gas out of it.
Either you got some
it was a fun adventure.
It's either you got a bearing that needs replaced or repacked, or your brakes are sticking.
No, I know the brakes were sticking because it happened right after I had to do a hard brake coming into a bank turn and going downhill, and then that's when it started happening. I told my buddy, I was like, "It's getting squirrely. We need to get it back to the owner's house so we can, dump this thing off because we ain't going nowhere else on it. We're cutting it short because I don't want to burn the hub out or nothing."
No.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was manageable. It was like one of those roadside things where it was really hot. You would have got out the freaking tire iron and pried the freaking calipers apart or something. You know what I mean? One of those dealies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you had to, but going down the road at speed and pumping the brakes seemed to free it up. We didn't have any spray with us. We could have stopped at Dollar General and got some freaking.
Did you bleed out the brake system and all that stuff?
Fuck no, I didn't buy it yet. I just went for a test ride. I literally helped this kid's dad pull it out of the freaking barn he had it in, and pull the tires off of it so they could take it to the tire shop to have them remounted and shit because they were all busted out. The beads are broken on them. They're all broken out. It's still holding air good though. I mean,
Mike actually has a solid answer as far as that goes. I mean, yeah, I can see the rust thing, but you're right. You're right about that. Counter argument.
The only
how
reason
is that
I'm
different?
not.
How is that maintenance different from any of the other maintenance you have to do underbody?
Well, the rust
because you're still gonna have disc brakes up front. You know, I mean, nobody's driving fucking Outlaw said, they're not driving cars from the fucking 50s as 4-wheel drum brakes.
That one has discs up front, and the brakes in the back are adequate. They're fine.
That's my point.
But if you got to replace them, and the upgrade's only maybe $100 per wheel on the back, why not spend $200 and do it? Just instead of you got to replace the whole assemblies need replaced, bacon. Like the whole drum assembly, the backing plate, all that bullshit needs replaced.
Usually,
if I'd buy it, well, not usually. This thing, it's crazy how the underbody has not gotten rusted. The underbody and the control arms and everything still have black paint on them, and they're not rusted.
All right.
The freaking rocker panel is not rusted. The floorboards aren't rusted. It's not rusted in the normal Cherokee places, except for the bumpers. But the bumpers are shitty. They're both busted, so they're coming off of it anyway. I'm putting off-road bumpers on it if I get it. And the fender flares would be changed too. They're trash too. But it's sadly in such a good shape that I don't want it to go to waste. But also sadly that all in all, probably it's going to be like $8,000 to $10,000 to finish. Would be what it.
How much of that work are you going to do by yourself versus having a take care of it?
I'm going to have my buddy's shop do most of it. I might do a little bit of interior work and maybe do the window regulator and a couple other things, but the interior is perfect. The heater core and condenser inside's already been redone, and the air conditioner just needs recharged. It should work perfect. The engine starts up in like 2 seconds. That's why I hate to let it go, but like the whole left side of it back to the driver's door is crushed, and the right side. I mean, there's.
Oh yeah, that's how you did say that. You did say it was crashed, so.
Oh yeah, it needs 2 front fenders, a front grille assembly, bumpers front and rear, a driver door, and paint all around.
So basically a restoration project.
Well, that's why I was talking to Dave about, but my body guy, I was like, Yeah, I was telling you I wanted you to paint it, but now it's getting a little deeper. I was like, do you really want to keep this thing for 6 months? Or if you don't want to, tell me no, because I don't want to put it in here and not be able to get it out. So that's a thought too.
Oh no,
That's
yeah.
why I
That'd be
told
a
my
problem.
buddy, I was like, the only guy that I can afford to do it is Dave. If Dave don't want to keep it long term and work on it when he can, then I won't get it cheap and I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Well,
I mean, all in
yeah,
all,
fair
too,
enough. It is gonna depend on
when it's done, I'll have an $8,000 truck that's worth about $10,000. But as time goes on, you know, it'll be worth what it's worth, but it won't be worth much. It'll you know, it'll be worth what it's
Well,
worth. Why?
I mean, well, the question would be, will it be
it's
worth
fresh.
it to you?
Yeah, you see them used. I could get one. I could go to Virginia and get one with 100,000 on it that's in better shape for $4,000. Do it tomorrow. I should probably just.
Hey, you know what? Well, you were just saying that you got options, so there you go.
Yeah, I mean they advertised that one no rust, but I haven't looked at it yet. I know this one has no rust, and that's
By the way,
thing.
I'm glad we have a diesel mechanic in the chat here. They keep
Everybody
the brake top
appreciates
going.
mechanics.
So brake rotors used to last longer. They just keep making with cheaper materials / iron alloys. They sure aren't getting any cheaper. Well, you're not wrong about that. Just in every respect, costs $250 for pads and rotors. Damn, actually, that's not bad for your first Silverado. Shoot, how much would that be? All right, so I just get my brakes from like O'Reilly's or Alzone or wherever the hell it is, and they do a lifetime replacement shit. Why? Because I'm cheap, and they work. They actually work. They suit my purposes pretty well. I mean, I'm not doing any endurance racing or anything, so that's fine.
You're doing rally track.
That would be what, about $70 more for me, than it would cost for me to do all of mine again. That'll include buying the pads. But again, well, here's the thing: where is that not the case? Is the same thing not happening with drum brakes? And even then, the disc brakes are going to work better, comparatively speaking. Yeah, I'm not saying drum brakes are bad. I'm saying disc brakes are superior in every way. Therefore, why are we still bothering with drum brakes?
Well, that's what's on the vehicle. That's what it's set up on. So you can convert them if you're gonna, like, this is the time. That's why I was saying I could convert them because I plan on replacing the whole assemblies anyway. So if you're doing that much, you can convert them.
Well, the thing is, I wasn't talking about.
You're just talking about doing pads, then you don't want to do all that. But
I was talking about those in general. I wasn't talking about your truck specifically.
Well, no, and if you're building a truck and if you're doing all that bullshit and you're replacing assemblies, why replace it with inferior parts, and why not upgrade it while you're doing it? Which is what I probably would do. And that's what I started out with an estimate about maybe $7,500, but now it's approaching $10,000 when I'm done with it. When I start adding up the parts and I start adding up what the charge.
Oh, those are good answers.
But to buy a fresh, not super fresh, still going to have 130,000 miles on it, but in every other aspect, pretty fresh. 2001 Jeep XJ 4-door, for $10,000.
Well, I mean, with the powertrain on the powertrain on that particular those particular Jeeps, they're damn near like Hondas and Toyotas, Nissans.
Right.
Of that area. It's like, damn, it would be not getting broken in.
It would be just as good as like the other two vehicles I have bulletproof powertrains too, Bacon. And it would be another one just to add to the freaking stable. Like, there's another bulletproof car. Whatever happens to the other one, if I want to get rid of one, who cares? I still have two other ones.
All right.
Because I don't want to buy a new car. You know that. I don't like new cars.
I don't think any of us do. Especially since all of them are fucking touchscreen control these days.
It's stupid to pay money for a new car.
Hey, you guys remember when crossovers were like the new big thing back in the early 2000s and shit?
And old cars are
those good times.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Like,
you know what? I'm gonna use one of my threes. Those were the days times.
No. The driving experience on an older car is be a lot better anyway, except for maybe the speed and acceleration, but you're more connected to it in most cases.
It'll still be turned down. Huh? Well, you know, that's true. Some applications, the brake rotors can still be turned down. You mean detuned or something? I'm not sure what that means.
No,
I think
turn
he
down.
means
Put in a
some
like
cases
a
definitely more
rotary
cost effective.
grinder.
Still have
You're
enough
putting it in a
material there
lathe
to
and
say,
you're turning it down.
So back in the day, for cost effectiveness, when people couldn't afford to go buy new rotors, they'd flip them or turn them over and keep using them, kind of like rotating tires from the front to the back.
Or if you
oh,
would get
they switch it from left to right or some shit.
if you would get like pit corrosion in the wintertime from salt, you would get that. You would get them turned to get rid of that little pit corrosion.
Yeah. So
Definitely if it's not a daily. You know, that makes sense.
So you did what you had to do in order to, keep going on down the road for,
It'll keep them going.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can see for a little bit of rust protection.
They have
I can see a little
specs.
bit of that.
They have specs to what the thickness of the rotor has to be to where it'll grab, so they can grind it down to a certain spec.
Same with shoes.
Yeah. But there is a time and a place for drum brakes. I think that's
Hyundai's going back to buttons and knobs. The thing is, I mean,
I love buttons and knobs. I
Hondas,
hate touch screens and sliders.
You know, they have the other screens in there, but they still have the buttons and knobs. Shit, they still have just an actual manual handbrake. Funny enough, any of you guys follow regular car reviews?
Yeah.
Sure do.
Yeah, what's his name? Roman just put out a thing about, what was it? Well, like car subscriptions and shit, and how that is a problem for everybody involved. Apparently, what was it? Hyundai, Kia, because they're the same company. They're the only ones that kind of got out of whatever mandates of basically like the subscription service they have for their cars. And the way they did is they just ripped that shit out of their systems. They just don't have it. It was like they basically say, "Hey, you know what? We're not playing this game." Guess everybody else is.
I don't know, man. I'm not buying a new car. It doesn't matter, Bacon. You appreciate classic Japanese cars too. You could always find a nice one here and there. It depends on where they come up, but when they come up, you just gotta look.
I think every car appreciate these days would be a classic now. If we're talking about 2001,
when I say classic, I mean a good historical good runner, like like the vehicles I have.
I hate to break it to you, but every society is consumer based. Everybody consumes something.
A good 90s model Accord with low miles, or if you would even be so lucky to find like an Acura Legend of the same year of low miles. Oh my gosh, that would be a hell of a buy. Low miles, under $10,000. That would be an excellent buy to drive right. You could drive it like you freaking stole it, dude. It would be an excellent running car.
Actually, you know what I started doing not too long ago. I actually started stocking on some some wear and tear parts and stuff, oil filters, brakes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The cars that I tend to get. Funny enough, they tend to have cross miles and stuff. So, there's not too much of an issue of parts running out. But at some point, like 20, 40, 60 years down the line, it like a lot of that stuff is just not going to be made anymore, or it's going to be made. You're going to have to find a Jegs or Summit or some shit.
There's suppliers. I can get parts for my dad's 72 Cutlass, so there's suppliers.
Yep.
You can find.
You know what? I don't know what kind of popular this opinion would be, but you know what? My guess, that's just going to go away before 2030.
Not for old.
Because I don't think anybody likes to have. I don't think anybody likes scrolling at a touchscreen for 30 minutes trying to figure out how to turn the AC down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got.
Which, by the way, does contribute to distracted driving. You know, depending on who you ask. I still love for the fact that the last 10 plus years, like distracted driving has literally been a part of my job. Depending on who you ask. Hates the screen. That is one thing. Yeah, I didn't notice because I would rent cars sometimes. Hey, the Kia Hyundais, like even if they have like the CVTs that are they actually feel like cars you could drive. That and funny enough, I know they have issues. You don't fucking at me in the chat here. I already know they fucking have issues. No, and I own one.
Dude,
The fucking Nissans I've driven feel like just regular cars to drive too.
But I'm still shopping cars making in the 90s and 2000s. Like I'll still buy a good one that's in good shape and drive that instead. But I don't have to buy any because I have two good cars. But I wouldn't mind having a third one on reserve. That TJ or that XJ would be a good one, but it requires. If I get the car for $1,800, I'd say all in all it would take 8,000 to 10,000 in it to make it a really nice looking car.
Well, okay. Actually, it's funny because I was actually thinking, again, you know what? Let's just say I got fuck you money out the door. Let's just call it that. I got fuck you money, so I can go ahead and do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have money, but you could. That's what I mean. I can do this gradually, and everything underneath the car, like the suspension's already done, the lift is already done, the engine's good, the AC's good, undercarriage is good. It's all just kind of like bullshit bodywork and paint and bumpers is what needs done to, and brakes. That's what needs done to the car. It's pretty much like about a half restoration.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I don't blame you.
But my buddy's told me a couple times when he's had him in there for a long time. There's guys that have him in there, they don't want to pay him. I was like, I'll pay you if I have one in there. He helped me do my Bronco, but I've got to ask him. I was like, all right, are you ready to have this motherfucker in there for 6 months? I was like, because I want to drive it out of here. I don't want to limp it out of here looking good with like bad brakes and a leaky freaking head gasket. I want to drive it. So,
all right, so that's what I was gonna say. If I was to just get a car, let's say budget's 10 grand or whatever. Get whatever car you have. Make sure the body and everything's okay.
This particular car, I estimate, would cost me 10 grand out the door.
Interrupting me. And basically what I would do is make sure everything's okay, and I would either rebuild the engine and transmission or just have them outright replaced. Because those are going to be your two big ticket items there. If you can make sure those are good, everything else you can kind of do yourself, or it'll be it'll be more cost effective to do that instead of having a whole engine or something.
This one's been put in a ditch, so it has a light front end collision. It didn't affect the fender support, but it affected the fenders. So the fenders and the
fuck up on the cost of the company.
The hood spine.
Damn, man, that's unfortunate.
I mean, well, that's what's bad. Like the whole underside of it is rust free. It's got new suspension, lift kit on it, and everything. But
Uncle Brian's corner,
the
from
whole
GoFish
front clip,
there.
except for the hood, is destroyed.
Drop by to show some love and deposit a like. You know what? That's what I'm gonna call it next time I visit. That's what I'm calling next time I visit a chick's house. I am depositing a like here. Yes, you go. You might get a few thumbs up. No pun intended. What's up? Thanks for stopping by, man. I know him from GoFish office. They were doing a what do you call it? They were doing a stream earlier, and we were trying to figure out whether they should stream or not. Turns out the answer was yes. I got more from that automotive manufacturers have to supply parts for vehicles for a minimum of 10 years from the date of production. Okay, I would hope so. Yes.
These have a lot of legacy aftermarket support, though. But you know the way used vehicles go, Bacon. If you got
Oh,
one,
you know what? Since we're bitching about newer cars, do you want to know what another feature? Well, not another feature, but another part. I guess is Mike brought this up. I think is going to get phased out at some point. $800 headlights.
oh yeah, this one doesn't have that. This one still
I
has
don't.
sealed.
Okay,
Yeah,
you know what? I know.
this truck's
I
got
know it's
sealed.
been the hip thing to pick on Tesla. Ever since something happened back in 2024. Don't ask me what happened. I don't remember. I don't watch the news. How the fuck would I know? Um, man, instead of paying, what do I pay now? Like $25 for a set of headlights. They just go in there and just popping those in. Like you have to replace the entire fucking assembly and have your car reprogrammed just so your headlights work.
Oh,
I think.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Let me rephrase that. That may not go away, but it's going to be a whole lot less prevalent. Let's put it that way.
Bacon, I'll
Same
shatter
with
your
the
mind.
same with the screens.
Bacon, I'll shatter your mind. If you got I'll
All of
say
you
even
assume
on
it's
the
not
low,
already shattered.
listen, on a low end, say you have a Subaru Outback, and it's a new one, and you crack the
There is
windshield.
that too, Andrew. You're not wrong. Yeah, a lot of that was user error.
You hear me,
Um,
Bacon? You got a Subaru Outback, and it's got like the safety sense front cameras and stuff on it for the cruise control. If you replace your front windshield, you need to have your
oh, that
cameras
too. Yeah.
recalibrated, and that goes that Subaru's one example, but that goes the same across all auto brands. But my friend's son was working for SafeLight for about 6 months, and he was like, "Those were a
Safe.
pain in the ass. When we would replace those, their cruise control wouldn't work. They'd have to go back to the dealership and have them reprogrammed."
Damn.
Yeah, so it's a thing.
Wait, does this Subaru have a HUD on it?
No, Bacon. The cameras are up in a pod up above the rearview mirror,
I got you.
and they see through the front glass. And if the replacement glass, I guess, is a little bit different parallax than the original Subaru glass, whatever, it fucks it up, and they have to go recalibrate the cameras. It's a thing. I swear to God.
Huh. I could. That sort of makes sense.
And this is why I look at a 2001 Cherokee that's been in a fucking serious accident, but didn't pop the airbags. So I'm like, hey, why not? Why not just put some body panels on that old truck and keep it trucking? Do it, Bacon.
I don't know. Yeah, CV trap. Well, what's funny? You know what? I'm glad I'm not in these wars anymore, so I could actually give Honda credit for doing Honda stuff. Honda solved that. Honda solved that 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 CVT problem. You know what they did? You there?
Yeah. Are you trimming your beard? Are you trimming your mustache, Bacon? Oh man, if you cut a corner loose, you're gonna have to cut it short, Bacon. No more Fu Manchu. I hate when that happens.
Yep. Me too.
I know. Never cut your beard when you're fucking faded, man. Never do it when you first wake up either, because you're still kind of faded. Bacon, did you hit a rumble strip? What'd you do?
Yeah, I can't stand anything newer than like 2005, 2006.
I mean, Montecoma's 13, but they were still a very basic vehicle at that point. And they didn't really change until 16. And then they got pretty, not really, they didn't change that much, but they got like a big instrument panel, and the instrument, like the controls changed for the HVAC and shit. But
Yeah.
that 13 Tacoma is a freaking beast, and I can't get rid of that. I'm not going to get rid of that. But I got an 06 CRV that's also in excellent condition, and there's really no reason to get rid of that to drive an XJ and get like 13 miles a gallon when I get like 24 out of the Honda, and the Honda will bomb down the interstate at 110 if I want it to. It's a little good. It's a good little bomber. It's a fucking nice little station wagon. It's 06. It's like the last year they had the freaking spare tire on the back. And I put 225 16s on that bitch, so it's riding tall, proud on freaking BF Goodrich's trail terrains.
Hell yeah.
It looks good. It could use an 1.5 inch lift. That would complete the look. That's all it would need, and it wouldn't take much. I've already put an adjustable freaking rear upper A arm on it. It would do it easy. No, but that TJ is super tempting. The only other person that's offered him money is some fucking one of his ding dong buddies that plays video games with him, and he probably don't even have $1,800 in his pocket. So I'll wait till he really needs it, and I can get it for 12, and then maybe I'll consider it again. The brakes killed me. The brakes are gonna be like, even if I redid stock components, it'd be like $500 for the components, and then another 300.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, check, Bacon.
Okay, I'll take it back. I had to take a call there real quick. What I miss?
Oh, no much.
Oh yeah, how's President Trump doing? All right?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Hello.
He can't
Hello,
hear us.
Bacon.
Yeah, he can't hear us.
Oh, great. Did they kill my mic? It looks like I have sound.
Bacon likes young boys. What?
I'll show that there. Okay.
What?
Bacon can't hear us. What the
Let me see if that works. That works. Joe, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Hello, Bacon.
Yes.
Hello, Bacon. Please respond.
We can
Throw something. I can't get to it, Outlaw. Throw Bacon a chat.
Oh, Bacon.
Give him at Bacon no audio. Reconnect.
Oh wow! How the hell am I that far behind?
Can you hear me, Bacon?
Anybody here? Tell you what, I'll reload this.
There you go. He hears us, but he doesn't. Great minds think alike.
You can hear you're not hearing us. Oh, that's interesting.
Can you hear me, Bacon?
He just dropped out.
No. No, seriously though, on the old vehicles, man, no joke, man. I got an 06 and a 13, and they're both running strong. I got one power window that doesn't work in my Honda, but who gives a fuck? It's fine. It's fine. Still looks pimp. Mm-hmm. The bitches at the grocery store with their snap card.
Oh, all right, can hear you now. Apparently, you guys heard me talk shit in the background there.
Check, Bacon. You copy?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Good. Very good.
And you're not frozen.
We were just talking about old.
All right. Yeah, how about that? I had to take a. All right. Nice to know the subject hasn't changed within the last 5 minutes.
No.
Old school first. You know what? I've seen a couple. Yeah, I've actually predicted that shit happening too. Oh boy. All right, keep an eye out for him.
You don't have an old project vehicle kicking around, do you, Bacon?
I do. I just don't have the time to project right now.
Oh yeah, what is that?
It wouldn't be. It'd be my old Nissan.
Oh, you still got the Nissan 200?
Whoa! What the hell? Hang on. What are we talking about? What's up, Z? How do we get on the subject of Maseratis? You know, I know which one. I know which one he's talking about. Yeah.
Bacon ain't got no
Those
stinky
don't actually
Maserati.
run too bad, but from what I've seen,
Man.
yeah, from what I see, it's like, yeah, once if something actually breaks on there, man, because I believe with Maserati, didn't they take like Ferrari parts and put those like the edges and shit?
You know, I don't remember.
I want to say maybe BMW, but I know they're garbage. I've seen.
Well, Maserati's Italian. That's what I'm saying.
I've seen 3 Maseratis in Fairmont when I worked there, and I saw each of them broke down on the road at one point, just in the middle of town, just like their car alarms going off. The dude's standing outside on his cell phone. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. His car's
Let me
locked
guess.
up.
You know,
He's in the middle of the bridge.
Somehow there's a smoke detector with a low battery nearby too. Let me guess.
The car looked beautiful, but it didn't perform well from what I saw.
You know, it's funny. A long time ago, I don't remember what the show was called, but they were actually, testing, different sounding I think it was all V8s, but it's like different, like luxury sports supercars or whatever. Like just testing like their engine noise, figure out which one actually turned women on or like something like that. And the fucking Maserati engine was the one that actually did it.
Oh yeah.
Don't ask me how that another national miss. Oh yeah, all those fucking cars appreciate like fucking hotcakes.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bacon. That one of the best bang for your buck old freaking fast cars is like a C5 Corvette. Man. That's
not wrong, dude.
If I had a garage, I would have a Targa Top C5 in my garage.
If a daily track car was a car, it would be the C5. Yes.
C5's a good one.
By the way, I believe
was it
that one or the C6 was? Which one was the last year of the pop-up headlights?
Last year of the pop-up headlights.
C5. And
C5.
that was 2000. Was it 4 or 5?
They were very beautiful. They took the angular of the C4 and then they sculpted it and made it more round and made it beautiful. Like the C5 Z06 was an iconic vehicle. That was one of the ones that people remember because that rear end carried over.
C4. C5 was last year.
I'm still mad.
The last year was 05, and then I think 06 and 7.
In other words, Andrew had a Kmart that was open within a couple of years ago.
And when you look at what these cars are, Bacon, you can buy these cars for sub $20,000. And these cars are very high performance cars, but they can get 30 miles a gallon when you're cruising going 70.
I was about to say, yeah.
If you'd want to take a Bacon road trip from freaking Washington to Florida,
yeah, I was gonna say
you could totally take your C5 Corvette and get 30 miles a gallon just cruising at 1,500 RPM at 70 miles an hour, just with the top.
By the way, I think you actually somebody brought up the Viper. Or I think it was Stephanie. She brought up the Viper earlier. Yeah, you could actually do those too. The reason for that, aside from the aerodynamics, those things have tall ass gears.
Dude,
and those things had tall enough gears to basically take advantage of all the fucking torque that they have.
There's plenty of
they're tall ass gears, but you can still spin the wheels.
Even if you have an automatic, it's fine. It's totally fine. For what you
Well,
need to do with it, it's fine.
It is.
I've never heard anybody describe it a Forester as fast, but
It
hey,
is.
you
I like
know,
Forester.
it depends.
I'd want a 5-speed.
Depends on how fast you really want to go. This
It
car is
is,
pretty fast.
I
Ain't
don't
beating
like
no
the
Corvette.
Subaru Flat 4 though. I'd rather have like a CRV with a 5-speed, like an 06 back,
It
and
is,
that would
but
be a little more of a beater.
it
It
is,
would
but
get a little more.
the
You had the
more
inline motor instead of the
it
flat.
is, but the more car purists would say get the manual.
If you can, I mean,
Get what you
I've got an automatic CRV, and it'll steer you down the road. But it's just it's my station wagon. It's my grocery getter.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, because I know which generation you're talking about, Joe. Because I researched these as I was,
It
she wanted to get a car with the
I
all-wheel
think it would
drive.
still be
That's what
if
I
you put a
picked.
turbo
The
on it.
automatic is actually more efficient. The automatic is actually more efficient than the stick shift is in that particular
It's a
model.
5-speed
Funny enough.
What?
If you put
what
a
color is
turbo
that?
on it, it'd probably be like the RDX.
Which car?
06 CRV,
Oh,
2.4.
yeah.
It's like the
Yeah, it's the
laggy.
that's the last year's
It's like the
second year,
170. It's got like 178 horsepower. It's the laggy 2.0.
There you go. You can hear.
The later ones had higher horsepower, but the later CRV, they look like Ford Festivas. It's important to have a good looking car, even if it is under power bacon. You can always boost the power.
Yeah.
You can never.
I'm more for function than anything else.
Well, that's what this one does. This one offers function. It's got utility to it.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. Shit, you see my car now. You know, literally, you know what? If function over form was a car right now.
It's definitely
I
function.
do. You know, I'll tell you one thing I haven't done. I really, just as far as looks goes, but it is more of a performance thing. If you know, I do need to clean my windows a little bit more. Like they're clean enough now, but I haven't actually taken the time to actually clean them. You know what I mean?
Take care of your greenhouse, big.
You know, break out the Rain-X. 2018 Chevy Cruze. That wouldn't have been a bad car. As far as I know.
No, thank you on my
Someone
end.
lost their wrenches strapped from the back of their truck and busted it. Damn!
Cruze would be a good fuel mileage car for you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what?
My buddy's girl got about 148 out of hers before it blew, and it was like one of those small displacement turbo 4s.
Oh,
And
yeah. Oh, there's another trend right there.
About 148 out of it, and it blew. It blew the it blew the head gasket, but I think it was the turbo was attached to the manifold too. It is all kind of cracked in there.
Ooh. You know what? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that and that Spark, if I remember correctly. Yeah, those had head gaskets.
Compact manifold.
A lot of that was probably because 1.5 liter, turbo.
Well, it's a compact manifold design too, so the turbo is really close to the manifold as well. But I mean, she got her miles out of it. She was delivering like oxygen tanks to people.
Turbo for a
nursing company.
So yeah, that is.
She was just like cruising around in that Chevy Cruze, like with a trunk full of oxygen tanks, like dropping them off here and there to people out in the country. So it lasted about 6 years.
Boy, she lives dangerous, don't she?
Well, I mean, she had to use her car for company purpose, so she put like 30,000 miles a year on her car because she was driving it.
Ceramic coating on windows.
Why is that?
I've heard something about.
I know you do it on paint. I don't know about windows, bro.
I heard of some sort of coating you could put on. Maybe it was ceramic. I would think that would kind of, remove the point of the windows. But I think he maybe talk about what I was thinking about. Dude, $5 can of Rain-X. Shit, a lot of times, like I won't even like if it's raining, I'm on the freeway. I don't even use the damn head. I won't even use the windshield wipers. Like that should have just go
Bacon is
straight
a
up,
believer
straight
in the
back.
product. Give me that yellow bottle of Rain-X. I love it.
Okay, I don't need that. Oh dear, what is all this about?
You got a fresh coat of Rain-X on your windshield, Bacon?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. You know, like I do need to actually clean the windows.
You might have to hit O'Reilly's or something.
Oh, Riley's.
Auto parts.
The thing is, I've got a. Funny enough, I actually just found my. I knew I had a roll of what do you call them? You know the blue shop rags, but the ones that are meant for glass. I couldn't find those in the car. I actually just went.
Microfiber?
Yeah, I just went into some storage and looked. It was like, oh, here the fuck they are. No wonder I couldn't find them. Yeah, I've actually got all that shit in the car to do. Like, it would take about 10 minutes. I just haven't done it. Yeah, call it tactical laziness, if you will.
No,
Water bounces off the. How much was that ceramic coating? Just curious.
My neighbor was practicing.
Because I'm pretty sure you make $10 for, some shop rags and a can of Rain-X. Yeah, you got to maintain it. But that'll last you a few years.
Bacon, my neighbor was hardcore practicing tactical laziness today.
Did you say tactical lasers?
Tactical laziness.
All right.
He he was mowing grass last week, and tractor died. And I went and looked at it. I couldn't get it started either. So the tractor sat in the shed for a couple weeks. I yelled at him last night, and I was like, "Want to try to get your tractor started?" But yeah, he went in there. He was like, "Oh shit, the battery's corroded." I was like, "Well, clean the battery off. I'll bring the jump." We get the damn thing started. It's like, "All right, good." He's like, "All right, mow the grass tomorrow." He hid inside all day until the other one got home, and then the other one cut the grass. He hid from the yard. It was a beautiful day. I mowed my yard. I was out mowing grass. It was a beautiful day. It got cool a little bit. It had a little breeze in the air. It was a nice, you take your shirt off and you ride around like a Viking on your lawnmower and love it. It was great. And he wasn't feeling it. And the other one was, hey, I thought he was going to mow the grass. He was like, Yeah, I was like, yeah. Lazy bitches. Lazy bitches. I can't do it.
The whole card. Wait, hang on. It takes a day to code it. Okay. Hey, you know what, Z? Okay, your option may be better there, man. Point made. $9. So let me guess, that would be about $13 here.
$3.50.
Z, I'm not sure what state you're in. And that's because I forgot. I know he's told me, but I forgot. I think he's somewhere on the East Coast. No. Oh, it's nice. Ooh, sunset's nice today.
Yeah. How's the Lexus riding there, Bacon? Pretty good?
Solid. I can rock, like some people like to say.
Yeah. I like that.
Hey, you know it again. You know what? Knock on wood. Oh, you know what? You brought up batteries, so I'll give you
LS6 series. They're pretty nice.
I'll give you a quick story there. Shoot, how much longer I got? Yeah, I got about 10, 15 minutes here left. But yeah, I still remember this. Yeah, so I think there was one night where I actually didn't have everything I needed ready for the show. So, got in the car, ran down the road real quick, picked up a 6-pack of Men's Room IPA for Black Raven Brewing. Or a portion actually goes to a cause that actually does something good. How old am I?
Hallelujah. I said, praise the Lord.
Oh, okay.
Praise
I was gonna say that was out of nowhere, but okay.
always called for.
Yeah.
It.
So I'll run out there. Again, not really thinking. Go up there, grab my 6-pack, come back. Still got plenty of time to set up everything. So of course I was late. Go out to the car the next day. It's not a good thing when you open your door and the light doesn't turn on.
Oh.
Yeah, battery's dead. Like, okay, no problem. I gotta jump. I gotta jump in the car. Noco Genius, by the way. That is a brand.
I've got one. A GB40. It's great.
Yep, that's the same one I have.
I got the GB40. It's a great brick. I love that charging brick. It's awesome, Bacon.
Yep, it's the same one. I actually had one stolen out of my car. Again, another great thing 2020 brought me. The second time my car has ever been broken into. Thanks, guys. Anyways, I got another one.
This one probably was stolen, but it's mine now.
Oh, well, there you go. Hey, Joe has my GB40 there. Hey, there you go. At least it went to a good cause.
It did.
Anyways, I go ahead, no problem. I grab that, put it on. As I connect, I look at it, I was like, I know I cleaned these fucking things before. How are these corroded again? Apparently, that's a thing that happens.
It's the condition.
Yeah, so
if your battery's off gas,
I go in there. I've actually got, Oh, never mind. This guy's going to race ahead of me.
It's going to happen.
Cool. That guy needs to get somewhere quick. Anyways, yeah, so, I go in there, I go to take, this stuff out. End up losing my fucking 1332nd, man. I've had that thing ever since I started wrenching on cars. Do you know what a 1332nd is?
Yep. A small wrench?
Yep. Socket
it is
wrench.
Yep.
What
is that thing equivalent of?
Like right past half an inch?
1332.
It's right past half an inch.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one was special to me.
It probably equates that into a
reasons.
millimeter. You might be able to find it in a millimeter.
What size millimeter? Keep in mind, Japanese car.
Oh.
This is the gold standard.
Oh. I love Japanese.
Arizona, about it. Okay.
I never worked
Mixed
on
hot shot.
Japanese car is world. World is Japanese car.
If you guys guess 10 mil, you win a prize.
10 mil is good.
And the reason I say that, the reason that specific bit was special to me because I remember my one of my aviation maintenance instructors at the time told me there's no real equivalence between SAE and metric. Yeah, well, guess what, motherfucker? I sure fucking found it.
There's a couple crossovers. But,
that's the crossover 1336.
I mean, if you're walking toward, I don't care if you're walking toward a freaking, Japanese motorcycle or
what happened what happened to
whatever. If you've got an 8, a 10, and a 12, and maybe a 14 in your pocket,
and a 14.
And a screwdriver. You gotta have a screwdriver too. Gotta have your Phillips head, or if you know what you know, you have the Japanese head. They call them JITs, like what? Japanese. It's a Japanese Phillips head that has a progressive sync to it, and American heads tear it up. But I forget what it's called. I think it's called JIT. You can Google that real quick if you question me. But,
all right. Famous YouTuber, nice to see you. Right under half. Well, I think 14 is.
All you need is that range of wrenches, and you'll be in good spirits.
Well, that would have been under that. Well, Z got it. 10 mil.
You ever ride a motorcycle, babe?
I have not.
You might.
It's on the list, but I haven't done it.
You know what? I'm going on soft motorcycle roam, and I like small displacement bikes. Once I get one, I'll share with you what I get. You'll
Yep,
like
I know. 17. I knew 17 was in there somewhere.
17's
Oh, okay. Flash flood happened at the southern camp. And it's Trump's fault. And it's the Jews. Where?
I don't blame
You know somebody on either side is saying some shit like that right now. Alright, oh, so some kids got swept out to sea or some shit or whatever the fuck happened. Alright. I like that you came to this show in particular to talk about. But okay. Alright, there we go. There's our headlines for the night. I don't need to look at anything else. Ooh, where the hell am I? Alright. Oh.
Just south of Omaha.
I'm gonna be
Have a repeat with a reaper on.
What do you guys got? You guys got anything planned for the rest of the night?
Yeah, I'll be going over to Phil's a little bit later on.
All right. Yeah. So again, if you guys are tuning in, 11 people here around the time where I would normally start the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. This show will not be running too long. I'm going out to the woods. And shit, I'll probably go. If I have reception, I'll probably bother Phil as well. Phil, we'll be going live in less than 3 hours. I want to say. I think you said 11:45 p.m. Pacific. 23:45 if you can tell time. Again, I will let you guys do the conversions for your respective time zones. Everybody here is an adult, or at least can act like one.
Good to know.
Sergeant Joe Smith News Network. Wow, that's a name for a channel if I've ever heard one. Oh, you know what? I did notice that they did switch that back, so we're not just reading everybody's URL anymore. Forgot that was a thing that happened last week. Stop by and say Happy Independence Day. Happy No King's Day, man. There's no King's Day now. Thank you, retards. Actually, you know what? I gotta make a stop before. I forgot. I gotta make a stop before I get into the woods. Yeah, thank you for stopping by. And you know what? If I'm not around on Saturday, tell DM Fossa said hi too. DM Fossa, he's a channel that does. I think it's just called the Overnight on Saturday nights.
Hey, Bacon.
Yeah, if I'm working, I usually throw him on and listen to him. And he does
you better bring some pink or orange ribbon and tie it on trees as you go through the woods, because a lot of black people get lost in the woods. I'm just saying.
All right. Sunflowers isn't even here to appreciate how dark it just got.
I just want you to come back home, Bacon.
Don't worry, I brought enough booze.
If I was there with you, I wouldn't worry. I would be there to guide you, and I'd be fine. I wouldn't worry at all.
He wouldn't worry. He'd know I disappeared.
Yeah, and we'd be drinking beer and having fun. It would be so fun. One day, this will happen. It's not a pipe dream.
Hey, you know what? As Chad Elkins would normally say, "Hey, it's a happen soon."
It could. I mean, I've got some time off coming.
I mean, I don't have pics of Bigfoot, but I have pics of Andrea's big feet.
Yeah.
Oh.
What about that?
You know what? Hey Joe, you know what? If Outlaw throws Andrea's feet on here, you think Thirsty Cold will show up?
Oh man. I'm not into feet.
Outlaw. So
I know it's a thing. I know it's a thing. It just doesn't do it for me. I like a little bit of VJ. That's cool. A little bit of tits. That's cool.
Outlaw. Just so you're aware of the in joke here. There's the channel me and Joe actually met on a channel called DLD After Dark.
This?
Yeah.
He talks about a lot of those things. One of his followers, his name is Thirsty Cold. His thing is he has a thing for feet. Which is what it's funny. Actually, for like the first year or two, I kept getting those those profiles showed up here like, "Hey kid, I see your feet." They're asking about like my socks and shit or something like. Okay, cool.
Never got those.
The answer is no, but you know, you know what? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Can't hate on that.
Right. I mean, yeah, definitely explore
Speaking
your
of folks we know, hey, look, Corn Pops is here,
Is he? Shit.
right there. Corn Pop, yeah. If you're just tuning in, I'm actually about to cut this live. Why? Because I'm going in the woods.
Bacon's
That's exactly
going to the
why.
woods.
I am actually taking my own advice and going into the woods, but I did want to throw something. I did want to throw something. You know, into the stream here. Like Outlaw said, and I said earlier in the show. Big Angry Phil's going to be going live with a what did he call it? Which way do we go, George? Or you're going to find out which way he's going over there.
You guys are going to like
45
grease up an
Pacific time.
eggplant and chase around a baby pool full of baby oil. I know what you're going to do, Bacon.
Hey, where we're going, they make their own.
In the woods.
Yeah, I totally forgot I had to fucking stop here. Are these boy guys actually open? No way. What are you guys doing open? Oh, well, that answers that question. They're not open.
It's a holiday. We're closed for business, Bacon. Get your
Yeah,
fucking
you know what? I
salty
mean,
ass
honestly,
out of
it should be, man. It should be. Oh no, they closed. Oh, they're open. They were open. They closed over. Okay. You know it again, as it should be, man.
I'm surprised.
All right.
Your normal harem of baconettes aren't here tonight. None of them.
Yeah, they got the night off too, man. Yeah, everybody's got the night off. What can I say?
Yeah. Be like Bumpy Johnson. Be like, bitches, you got the night off. Free yourself.
I had a news network because his cops were harassed over something I reported on. Damn, well, shit.
I'm glad you gave Sunflowers a night off.
Right,
you work her pretty hard, Bacon. It's good. It's good of you. That's a good pimp.
Hey, it's not much, but it's honest.
You got a heart. You provide, but you got a heart too. I know that.
Pigs that live in the woods. It's funny. Speaking of Phil's show, I'm still glad we did that. He did some clip of like some chick was just doing this bit where like she goes into the woods, to scream at TikTok or some shit. It turns out there's like some homeless dude that was like living actually living back there, actually scared the shit out of her.
Yeah.
She fucking screamed for real. It's like, let's make it out. Oh shit!
Yeah, watch shit in the woods, Bacon.
Damn. You know what? If fuck around to find out we're a person, there she was. That is still one of the funniest things I've seen all year.
I found that a couple times.
Worth it. Absolutely worth it.
I fucked around all the time as a kid. Don't do it so much anymore.
Oh shit. You guys are still open. Alright. I think these guys are open. Alright. I think that's gonna do it. I think that's gonna do it for us tonight here. Again, a short one. Probably not as short as that Four Loco crash out stream, but pretty close.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, Outlaw, you said you're gonna be joining Phil later in his stream. Joe, you're gonna set somebody on fire or something. What do you got going on over there?
I don't know, man. I think the neighbor's going to set off fireworks. I'm drinking beer, maybe a little bit of whiskey, that kind of thing.
Maybe a little bit of whiskey, huh? All right. I love the plausible.
Maybe. I mean, you were doing a short one, so I didn't pull out a shot. You're going to go do your thing.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, look who just went live. Probably not everybody's thing here, but Anime's live right now.
Oh, man.
I guess he found out. I was somewhat taking the night off too.
All right.
All right, let's get through the rest of these comments here and get that figured out here. Ferrari engines. All right, shit. There we go. I was right. Well, we're assuming that he's right too, but I think that's what I said. I said, yeah, they have Ferrari engines and they have engines in like other components or something in there from Ferrari and Maseratis, I think. With Chrysler interior, that's interesting. All right. But there you go. Hey, you guys can go harass anime for a minute. Tell them to stop fapping before Phil shows up.
Hell yeah.
Wait, is he just going through Corn Pop? Are you just going through all the what do you call it? Are you going through all the comments we were making earlier on the show?
Well,
all right. Well, I gotta go pick up a couple things to get in here, so I'm going to bid you guys adieu. Thank you all for stopping in. I appreciate it.
All right. Taking safe travels, my man.
Thank you. Well, I guess you're not going far, but
I ain't
safe travels.
nowhere, nigga. I'm staying right here. You travel safe though, my friend.
All right, thanks, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Corn Pop was getting to all the comments that we were making like an hour ago. Were you here the whole time, man? I guess. All right, man. Until next time, stay ready, keep it tactical, and above all else, be chaos, my friend.
I love you, Bacon.
See you later, guys.
See you later.